What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and just a great holiday weekend. I've been trying to get this video done and posted, but it's taking longer than it usually does because there is some range footage that I'm incorporating it. So apologies, I was trying to have this out on Thanksgiving, but hope everybody had a fantastic holiday. Thank you for tuning in. We are down in the GAC cave, but we will be editing in some range footage because this video is basically a first impressions video, and that's going to be first impressions of my Vulcan Machine Works 11 and my Monsoon Tactical Staccato P with the Master Genghis Komp. These guns have both been in prior videos. Before we get into the specifics of this video, I'm just going to take you through these two guns. And once again, it's not a comparison, just the first impressions. So the Vulcan Machine Works 11, this is a 5-inch pistol with Vulcan Machine Works Ignis ports. Keeps that muzzle flip to a minimum, and I can attest to that. These are very effective. I have it set up with an Aimpoint Acro P2 and a Surefire X300 Turbo. This is a much heavier gun. It has this aluminum grip from Vulcan Machine Works, co-engineered with Miller Precision. Big, huge mag well on the bottom, which I love. And then this one does have a red dirt flat trigger, which I have been very fond of. So that is the Vulcan Machine Works 11. And then this is the Staccato P from Monsoon Tactical with the Grandmaster Genghis Komp. They stipple this thing, they Cerakote it, and they do their little hybrid system. So it's a 3 barrel ports and then their Genghis Komp, which is kind of a chunk port comp at the end of the barrel. This is only available on Staccatos, Prodigies, the Stealth Platypus, and the Vanta 9 from Fowler Industries. So this is the first gun that I've had a chance to get the Grandmaster Genghis Komp. I have guns with Lucky 7s, which is 7 barrel ports, and I have guns with the Genghis Komp, which is just the comp at the end there. This is the hybrid system of the two, so you're getting recoil reduction, i.e. muzzle flip, and you're getting slide tracking. So in theory, meant to be fast. And I'll tell you my experience with shooting that. So I have it set up in a similar way, at least with the Aimpoint Acro P2 and the Surefire X300 Turbo. So those are the kind of the differences, similarities between the guns. And then I got out to the range and I began just with some basic shooting that we can take a look at.
I just want to stay in the sun where I find I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end, just wait.
And then I did get into practicing some reloads, which was just draw, one shot, reload, one shot. And I think I got more footage of shooting the 11, not intentionally. It's just kind of what ended up happening. If I would say I shot this gun more that day because I just got done, like I said, shooting a video with that one. Unfortunately, the release of these videos has been a little mixed up, and I think you'll understand why when you see it. But anyhow, I shot more reloads with this gun. And for whatever reason, I ran into with this gun what I run into with many of my 2011s. And that is failure to lock back on an empty mag while shooting. They all do it with the empty mag right here. But when I'm actually running the gun, many times they fail to lock back and hold open. On a striker fired pistol like a Glock or a SIG, that drives me nuts because it's much faster for me to have that slide lock back and then just reach up and drop the slide with my right hand thumb. But on these 2011s, I can't reach the slide release like I can on those little polymer guns. So I'm using my left hand anyway, so when it doesn't lock back, I have to come over the top and rack the slide. So I'm maybe a split second slower, but we can take a look at some of those and some of the ones that locked back and some that didn't. Didn't lock back. That one did. And then I shot bill drills, which is 6 shots from 7 yards to an A zone as fast as possible.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much.
And then I did a little shooting. I was trying to get accuracy tests, and this thing, the 11, shot really well. I will say that the weight of this gun really translates to accuracy. A great shooting gun at distance, slower pace, trying to get accurate hits. And we can take a look at what that looks like.
I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind. I know it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I think about the end just way too much. But it's fun to fantasize on my enemies who wouldn't wish who I was. But it's fun to fantasize.
Okay, so over here is a bottle with a shotgun shell on top of it. We're at 25 yards. Give a little accuracy test here. Got it. Then I did do a portion of the man card drill, which, if you're not familiar, it's a C-zone size piece of steel at 25 yards where you have a rifle. Shoot one shot to the steel, transition to your pistol, one shot. But what makes it difficult is you have a par time of 2.5 seconds. So we can take a look at that. Okay, 238. That was 221. 224. And then I did run the plate rack with both guns, and this one, the 11, was fairly consistent with a normal day with most of my 2011s. Kind of, some days are better than others, but it's all right around that, 3 to 4 seconds, which isn't tremendously fast. But I'm not a professional shooter, I will say. I'm always going to be saying that. I'm an avid enthusiast, but by no means am I PewView or any of these just amazing shooters that you see on YouTube. And then I did run this Staccato P from Monsoon and happened to break my record twice. So going into that, my personal record for a plate rack was like 2.94 seconds. Shot, got a 2.74 or something. We'll see in the video. And then directly after that, I got a 2.45, which is super fast for me. And that was exciting. This gun, as advertised, I think the combination of the compensator and the barrel ports really does do what they say it does, and both reduce recoil and speed up that slide tracking, and I'm able to run this gun as fast as I've run any gun ever on a plate rack. So that's fun. Let's take a look at that.
I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too much. I've been thinking too
There was a moment where I was shooting this 11, when I was shooting it fast, and I had this happening. Trying to shoot a bill drill, running it, and mag falls out. And I'm wondering what is going on. And it happens a few times, as you can see. And at this point, I am getting worried and wondering if I have to send this gun back to Vulcan after just waiting so long to get it. And then I realized what I was doing is when I'm shooting fast with this gun, I had to adjust my grip because for some reason when I cinched down on it, I was dropping the mag and adjusted my grip and it stopped happening, but it did have me worried for a second. So nothing wrong with the gun, just me. So, like I said, it's not a comparison video between these two guns. It is just a first impressions. And I'll tell you, my first impressions of the 11 are this thing. I love it. I really do. With the exception of me having to adjust grip when I shoot fast because I was knocking that mag out. And I did notice it has a different magazine release system than a normal 2011. It's not your normal one with the little screw right there. It actually is more similar to a Glock, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I made an adjustment and was able to work through it just fine. It's a very accurate gun. It's a fast gun. I love shooting this thing, the weight of it, the trigger's great, and I was absolutely pleased with how this thing performed. Very fun gun. I love the aesthetics of it, and just a very, very nice pistol. I'm gonna keep shooting it and see if anything else comes up, anything that I love, anything that I don't. I will say this magwell on here, 4 reloads is fantastic. Allows just to funnel that mag right into the gun. And I'm gonna keep putting this thing through its paces, keep shooting it, and see if anything else comes up. But first impressions, I really like it, although I did have to make some fine adjustments not to be pressing that mag release in. And I don't know if anybody else will run into that issue, but maybe it's just me and my hand size specific to the gun and my grip. I didn't have any malfunctions, anything like that. The gun ran flawlessly, except shooter-induced stuff like dropping the mag. And then this guy is, like I said, just fast as hell for me, and I love the way it felt. I love staccatos, and you will see this in this upcoming staccato comparison video, which I do have a videographer working with me on, which is why it's taking a little longer, just because it's a more involved video. And I'm very excited for that one to be released, so stay tuned for that because it's going to be cool, I think. And this gun, I had a couple stovepipes, and that may have been more related to my grip on a draw and just not getting the perfect grip. I will say I don't like grip safeties because there were a couple times where out of the holster, maybe I was trying to shoot and the trigger felt like it would lock up, and I realized that I'm not getting that grip safety fully depressed. So little issues like that are shooter related and mechanically related, not to the gun, more me, but just things that I have to be specific about with each gun. And other than that, this thing, I think this is the fastest gun I have. I will continue to test with it, but I love it. It is a lighter gun, and you'd think a lighter, shorter barrel, you think it would be a little slower, but for me, this thing just is a sewing machine. And I was very impressed with it, and I can't wait to get out again and shoot some more footage and do some more comparisons. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. I hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving holiday and continues to do so. Please like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you, keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.